Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Dave Guerra, and this is This Vet Cooks, and a little bit about the show. First, a little bit about myself. I'm former Active Duty U.S. Army, longtime family line, grandparents, grandfathers. Both my grandfathers were in the Army. My father was in the Army. I have two uncles that served, and then, of course, I joined. So, in that, we traveled a lot because of that. We traveled a lot, and we got exposed to a lot of different, locations, people, and their great food. And that right there just kind of got the juices flowing. You're going to hear a lot of puns, but that got the juices flowing. And in that, when it came to my time to join the military, I went 11 Bravo Infantry, hooah, and that's about the only one you're going to get out of me. And with that being said, I went to Germany. That was my first duty assignment. It's a great place, and got exposed to some awesome food. And I was in Berlin, so that was even better. Not just the German food, but it's an international city, so it's an international cuisine everywhere. And I'm originally from Texas, so that adds into all of that, because again, we're curious and we want to know and we want to see things and we want to experience things because, hey, it's Texas, right? So in Germany, got to do that. Came back to Fort Benning, Georgia. And Fort Benning, Georgia, if you know where that's at, well, yeah, that's in southern Georgia. Got exposed to that awesome cuisine in the southern states, and spent a little bit of time in Alabama. Again, awesome cuisine, and it's great food. And because of all of that, again, that kind of got that wanderlust for food. So I've been cooking, and now that I'm a husband, a father, it's just natural. You do your part, and it's kind of, you want to share your experiences with others, and trust me, and you know this. So without any hesitation, what are we doing today? Well, today it's a little bit, and for the first episode, we're going to go into the deep end, and no, it's a dish. It's a new dish. We've done this before, but again, it's something we're going to put a new spin on it. Well, again, because it's been done. It's nothing fancy, nothing, no Michelin star kind of quality kind of stuff, or it's not going to win me any James Beard Award, but guess what? It's going to be fun, and it's good eats, and that's what we do. So I'm going to draw a knife, or I'm sorry, I'm going to, issue a knife and draw some butter. But what are we doing? All right, it's a shrimp sausage stir fry with veggies, and it's not an Asian stir fry, but I guess that's about as close as I want to call it a stir fry. And we got some red peppers. It's going to have some onions in it, big chunks of onions, green bell pepper, a little regular black pepper, a little salt, and and the garlic. Don't forget some garlic. We're going to mash up some garlic, and then we're going to have some, let me get this, sausage. Slice. My mouth's already watering. And in here, we'll pound a shrimp, Gulf of Mexico shrimp. Remember, know where you're getting your shrimp from. And a side of noodles, rice noodles, vermicelli, rice sticks, vermicelli, and it's, again, just on the side, nothing fancy, nothing heavy. And again, we're not going to use hoisin in this one. We're not going to use soy in this one. We're just going to keep it real simple. Maybe some butter and a little butter, a little parsley, just a little, maybe just a tad bit of garlic in that sauce, but nothing fancy. So let's get started. Okay, well, it's time to cut the vegetables. And again, I'm not gonna, I don't like those videos where people just like sit there and cut, or they're walking around setting up a tent. That first 5 minutes is just them setting up a tent. But again, it's just the way things are, and just the way people do their thing, and that's fine. That's good for them. But I'm going to talk a little bit, but I'm not going to give you the entire chopping experience. But I will be get rid of the membrane and stuff like that. There we go. I mean, that's up to you. Some people leave it in there, some people don't. And I'm just going to cut this kind of long, and because again, it's a stir fry. We're not there it's not a competition. Yeah, we're throwing that in there also. And we'll just do some of these bell peppers. Growing up, I really didn't like them. I don't know, it's just something funky about them. But you get older, your taste buds change, and guess what? You start liking, you start loving on them, and then you start wanting the red ones, and then you want the orange ones, and so on and so on. So let's go ahead and click that one, and So I'm going to cut some more, and I'll be back in just a bit. Okay, so onion time. And this one, you know, it's the paper part of it, the outside, yeah, I get it. That's the easy part to cut. But, you know, it's a little misleading too, because you get to this point, right? You cut this, tear it off. There it is. It's off. There's the paper. Whoop. There we go. And then you got to figure out where the next layer is, because there's like one layer, the first layer after the paper layer. It just kind of, I don't know if it's done, if it's really weird. But, you know, I try to get around it, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. See what I'm saying? A little paper. But once we get past that, maybe do a little of that. And then sometimes, there it is. See it? There's that layer I was talking about right there. See, it's not yet, it is the paper layer, but it's also another little layer behind it. And see how it kind of molds into, it becomes something else. Gets a little thicker. Or it melds into something else. There we go. Okay. Anyway, same thing with the onions. Here's our bowl. Let's see, big chunks. So we're good there, a little red and green. And let me just chop this up, and the same thing happens here. Get big pieces. Of course, then you break them up on the inside. And see, once they come apart, and you're good to go. So you do that. You can break that up either as it's going into the bowl, or you can do it on the in the pan once it's inside the pan. You know, see, it's still part of that root. And again, I'll break it up when it's in the pan, and you'll see that. Okay, so now it's time for the garlic. And again, the garlic is also one of those that you need to peel a little bit, because it's got that skin, and be careful with your knife. But then you still have to mash it, and that also helps getting rid of the skin, because it, look at that, see? It just like instantly removes it. Instant peel. I know there's others that have their own little tricks and tips, and they have little tools that they want to use, but in this case we're just trying to break it up, because this is going to go, and this one will not be in big chunks. Again, we want all the flavor we can get out of it. And oh yeah, in here. I was used to throwing everything into the other bowl, but here it is. And again, the same thing. We'll just clip this end here and clip that end there. All right, now cut up the veggies. They look awesome, big chunks. Like I said, you can separate them in the pan while they're sauteing. Don't worry about that. Now, time to do the sausage. Time to slice up the sausage. And oh, it's just your regular run-of-the-mill summer sausage, you know, Eckrich Farms, some kielbasa, that works too. Again, doesn't matter if your local grocery has its own in-house brand, by all means. So we're not going to do anything fancy. We're just cutting little wedges here at an angle, and not getting very many, but again, you don't have to do it so thin that, you know, you're gonna be able to read a newspaper through it, but you do want to cut them thick enough, but not so thick that, you know, again, it fills up the entire plate before you even get a chance to bite into the shrimp. And I cut it at an angle. Apparently it creates more surface area while it cooks. That way it cooks a little faster, but that's the nice thing, because shrimp does cook fast. You want your sausage to cook fast as well. So just kind of heads up on that one. And other than that, that's pretty much that. Where did I find this recipe? Great question. I don't remember. It's just one of those that, well, I saw a video. There it is. I saw a video. Somebody was doing a type, a little different than what I'm doing here, but it inspired, and there it is. There it is. There they all are. Nice and neatly cut, and that's that. Hey, just got notified, my producer, my director here just notified me, reminded me that the sausage in this case is not Eckrich Farm. It's not anything else. It is Earl Campbell summer sausage. Now, if you don't know who Earl Campbell is, he was a running back for the Houston Oilers. Great running back, legendary running back for the Houston Oilers. And he retired from football, obviously, because they're no longer in Houston. They are now the Tennessee Titans. And but what he got into the food business. And man, if you get an opportunity to, and again, he's not paying me, the company's not paying me, there's no endorsement here. I like the Earl Campbell. And they have these hot links. Oh man, fantastic. Out on the grill, even better. So with that being said, we got some Earl Campbell summer sausage. Alrighty, now let's take a look at our shrimp. As I mentioned at the beginning, this is Gulf of Mexico brown large shrimp. And there we go. Ooh, it smells shrimpy all right. Yeah, so let's, oh my. It's all wet. It's all tied up. There we go. Here it is. And we are out. Ooh, geez, sorry about that. And there is our Gulf shrimp. Oh, it's not, it's still got the shell on, so guess what we got to do? We got to shell it, but it is, and devein it too if you're into that kind of thing, but that's up to you. Anyway, other than that, that's what we got to do next. That's what we're doing, so we'll be right back, or through the magic of video, it'll be but a second. Okay, I've got several tablespoons of olive oil in here, and we're just going to let this heat up. Now, they say there's a trick to adding olive oil to a hot pan. Either let it increase in temperature with the pan, and then there's another train of thought that says no, let the pan heat up and then add the oil. But to me, I think that kind of burns it, as that first couple of drops make contact, you start seeing that smoke, and well, nobody wants that smoke. Alrighty, so I think I'm at a good angle here where we can cook and the smoke and the steam or whatever comes up. So let's just take a look here. And actually, I wait until the oil. How do I know when the oil is done? Well, first I have to make sure it's on, and then I have to get it up high enough so I start seeing little waves in the oil. Kind of lets me know, hey, I think we're ready to go. Okay, so it's hot. Yep, the little waves are there. I don't know if they come across in the video, but the waves are there in the little ripple effect. Okay, so lightly salt them prior when they were here, so get ready. Folks, if you don't know this, my son is a coder. He codes for computer games. And what does that have to do with this show? Well, what it has to do with, I'm going to see if he can code a smell app so you can smell the veggies as they're cooking here. They smell fantastic with the olive oil. So I'll talk to him, see what we can do. There we go. Now, as we're cooking this, and I'm cooking with olive oil, you know what olive oil has a tendency to do in high heat? That's right, burn. So you want to make sure that as you go along, just turn down the heat just a little bit at a time. That way it doesn't get too hot. It doesn't start to burn, and you don't get that funky burnt olive oil smell throughout the kitchen. Okay, in just a couple of minutes, we're going to add the garlic. Let that work its way through. And then the sausage, let that cook through. And then the shrimp, because that's going to be the quickest one to cook. And the noodles, well, the noodles will get done. And then we are good to go. Look at all that red, the green, the white. Now, at some point, somebody will come and say, well, Dave, you should cover and let it sweat. I have no problem with that. However, if you're going to use a lid, use the right size lid. Oh, that's nice. No, and then, Dave, why you stir it so much? Because, you know what? Dave's cooking it this way, that's what. We're just going to keep our eye on it. It's starting to get a little translucent. The onion is. Now, one thing I didn't do, maybe it's time to do it now, is a little bit of pepper in here. Got one of these where you can grind it grind the pepper. Then you pop the lid. And there's the pepper. I mean, you can use just regular ground black pepper. It's no big deal. But just something cool about the grinding. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 5-second rule. A little bit more salt. There you go. Just to really get it. There you go. Oh, everything's really shiny now. So, I'm giving it a look over to see if I feel confident that it's time to add the shrimp. No. Yeah. The bell peppers are still a little off, but the onions are looking fantastic. Maybe I should cover it and let it, turn it down a little bit. And yeah, there we go. And we're going to cover it for just a minute. And alrighty. Hey, just want to take a quick little thank you for watching this episode. Thank you for being a part of this first episode. And hopefully it's going to be a lot more. It's a lot of fun. I love to cook. And I love watching people eat the food I make and create and share with everybody. So if you have any ideas out there, by all means, share them. Let me know in the comment section. Like, subscribe, follow along. I got more. I got 50 already planned. So we got a lot going on. Folks, I want to take another moment here to talk about something really serious, though, and that's the issue of veteran suicide. I know it's a PSA, but it's important because as a veteran, I don't like seeing my brothers and sisters hurting. It really, truly, it does. It bothers me because, again, we've all gone through the same thing. We've all done the same thing. We've all been there, but we don't have to go there. And so, folks, if you're a veteran or you know of a veteran, they're going through a hard time. They're just not, contemplating the big decision, the worst decision. That's not what the military is all about. That's not what being a veteran is all about. That's not what we signed up for. But yet, sometimes we feel like somebody doesn't understand us. That's okay. Hey, there's the Veteran Crisis Line. The Veteran Crisis Line. Have them reach out. 1-800-273-8255. Again, it's 1-800-273-8255. When they answer, it's an automated machine will answer. Press the number 1. Why? Because you're number 1. And that's, of course, it. Because you matter. So, again, please, if you're hurting, reach out. There is help out there. There's plenty of help out there. Get the help. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't make you less of a person. Doesn't make you less of a soldier. It makes you that much better because you know that there's an issue and you know that someone's out there to help you. They're out there to support you. You take care of it and you do it. Okay, so it sat there a little bit with the cover. Now you see some little charring there. That's what we want to see. Okay, folks, now at this point, I know I said the shrimp, but it's time for the garlic. There's that garlic we mashed up and didn't mash up too good, but you know what? We're not going to use it all. We're going to save a little bit because we need that for our noodles. Don't forget that. Little garlic butter on the noodles, some parsley. And that's enough. Yeah, that should be enough. Well, no, we got a couple more. There we go. I'm gonna work those in there. Now we start smelling that garlic really pop in there. Then the next thing we add is going to be the sausage. And there's our sausage. Yeah, buddy, that Earl Campbell sausage. Again, like I said, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It could be just whatever you like. And this is what I like. Whoa, 5-second rule. Oh, that feels nice. I'll let that sit for just a bit, not too much longer. Now at this point, yes, we have reduced the temperature of the stovetop. Why? Because we don't want it to, the oil or anything else to burn as it already has. And again, this came from just sitting there, letting it sweat, letting it cook. Okay, so here we've let it sit for just about a minute or so. It's really taking some nice aroma, real flavor. Sausage is starting to look a little done here. So we're almost there with the shrimp. Almost that time. All right, so there it is. That's it. Now it's time for the Gulf of Mexico brown large shrimp. It's the 31 to 40 count, folks. 31 40 count. It's about a pound of this. It's in there now. And you know how shrimp gets, it's done quick. Smells delicious. Alright. And oops. Don't forget, even though the shrimp's in the salt water, you might need some salt. So be generous, but don't be overly generous. You know, throw some in there. Obviously, it's to your taste, but whatever works for you, works for you. Give it another stirry stir. Okay, so now we're at that point. What do you drink with this? Again, it's sausage, bell peppers, green and red, onions, and shrimp, and a side of little vermicelli rice noodles. No, pretty much whatever you want to drink. There's no rule. I'm not one of those. I don't believe in the rules of wine. You know that if you're eating beef, it's got to be red. If you're eating seafood, it has to be a white. No. You know what? You drink what you like. You drink what you like. So if you like a red with this, by all means, sangria. You know what? A sangria would be good. There's your red. Or a white sangria. There you go. Can't go wrong with the sangrias. And beer, really, as long as it's cold. Unless it's a German beer, then you take it at the temperature they serve it to you, which is usually not ice cold, but slightly below room temperature. This is looking fantastic. Now, bring it down, cover it up, let it just sweat for a little bit, and we'll be done soon. Now I'm gonna take it off the heat here. Now we're gonna work on the noodles. Okay, so now it's time to get the vermicelli, or the rice sticks vermicelli, right? Kind of contradictory. Anyway, it's time to get this going on. So we're boiling some water, and there it is. It's a rolling boil now. Gotta be careful. Hopefully it doesn't steam up the lens, but if it does, well, we'll wipe it down. All right, so we'll put this off to the side, and ooh, that is hot. Here's our, and really neat. And there it is. So ooh, made a mess. And here it is. You see how it comes apart like that? Now, just heads up. It does break up very easily, so be careful. And that's about a little bit less, but we want to have it in there for about 3 minutes. That's what the directions say. So I'm just turning off another. Oh, jeez. I ended up making a mess here. Look at that. But that's all right. That's why you should always have some shears. Wow. We have made a complete and utter mess here. Look at this. There we go. Get them in there. And definitely need to wipe all this down before we get done. Ooh, that's a little hot. But there we go. And just let it do its thing. Yeah, we can give it a little stirry stir if we want to, but do we really want to? One of these little pasta stirrer things. Yeah, it's already happening. It said 3 minutes, but according to this, it's just now 1 minute. Wow. Okay, so when we're done, we'll be back. Okay, so noodles are under control now. There's our shrimp. That smells good. Wow. It really does. Now, you're more than welcome to season the shrimp or whatever fits your fancy. Maybe an Old Bay seasoning, kind of go a little Cajun on that. Well, it's really rendered itself out. It's really a lot of liquid is dropped, which is fine, and that's you're more than welcome to. But there it is. There they all are, nice and orangey and pink, and sausage and bell peppers and red bell peppers and onions and salt and pepper, a little bit of garlic, and that's that. Let's see what it looks like on the plate. All right, so there it is. Here's we boiled the noodles. They're done. They're off. They're being drained. So now what we're going to do is drop about 2 tablespoons. There it is. 2 tablespoons into the hot pan or hot pot here that we use for the noodles. Let that come down a little bit. This is butter. This is the salted sweet cream butter. Let's see. Oop, there it is. Salted sweet cream butter. That's what we're using. So, and we'll let this melt down a little bit. A couple of tablespoons. Now at this point, we're not completely done, but now we're going to add the rest of that garlic. Oops, and come on. There we go. So now the butter hasn't completely melted. You can see it there at the top of your screen. But now it's, guess what's happening to the garlic? Again, my son needs to work on that app and get that under control. That smells so good. See if I can bring this in here without destroying. Yeah, that's it right there. Oops. And there we go. So we'll let this sit for a little bit. Getting all that garlic out. And then we've got some Italian seasoning. Great stuff. Great stuff. And that'll go in just a bit. Okay, now it looks like it's starting to caramelize, get a little brown in there. Now it's time. So we're going to go ahead and turn off our heat and throw in just toss them in there real quick. Whoa. Yep. Not enough butter. That was on me. Yep. This noodles really sucked up the butter. So now we need to add more butter, and just to get it to melt. But yeah, I started seeing that burning, and that usually is the indicator that it's ready. But we'll get some more butter in here in just a moment and get this all mixed in. And there it is. We've turned off the heat. Yeah, it just dried up too fast. I think we should have just poured it over the top instead of dropping in the things. Should have had them in a bowl and then sprinkled the butter and all of that on top of it. Now we're just going to mix it in. Hopefully that and while we're doing that. So there we go. Our first flub right on our first episode. Glad we got that out of the way. And let's see if we might need to actually microwave some butter, because this stuff is just stopped melting altogether. Yep, it's totally stopped melting. It just quit. So we'll put that in the microwave, no big deal. And then we'll go from there. Well, there it is. That's it. We're done. The sausage shrimp stir fry, but not Asian stir fry. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said earlier, hope you liked it. If you have an idea, by all means, come back next week. There's going to be another show. But if you have any ideas, definitely drop me an email. Leave a comment down below. It's up to you what you want to see, and we'll fit it in. Like I said, I already have a schedule of 50. Doesn't mean I have to put that schedule into play. I can alter things. But we're going to do a little bit of dinner. We're going to do some lunches. We're going to do some breakfast. We're going to do some desserts. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to be out on the grill sometimes. And we're going to be inside, and we're actually going to be baking. So a little bit of everything. But you know what? As I mentioned earlier, don't forget, you need somebody, you need some help, 1-800-273-8255. When they answer, press 1. And it's an automated attendant that answers. So again, 1-800-273-8255. That's the Veterans Crisis Line. Listen, make that call. There's nothing wrong with making that call. So until next time, I'm Dave, and this vet can cook.